Donald Trump is deciding to slap Mexico and Canada with the 25% tariffs. Saying that Canadian syrup and that Taco Bell has been tasting like lately. You're getting freaking tariff. Boom, roasted. He goes to the press and argues with the reporter. Saying, I can tariff whoever I want. You think this is a game? You think this is a game? I'm Donald Trump.
I'm gonna come.
But what are these tariffs going to affect? And then Donald Trump signs a new executive order not allowing stupid people to work for the FAA anymore due to this recent crash. Saying, I really can't understand why dumb people work there. And the internet pulls up old film and footage of Biden's previous predecessors who have been in office for a long time. What kind of culture have they been pushing? And why does this guy look like AI? And it turns out last night at the air traffic control tower, one person was doing the job of two people. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds really safe. Thank God we have a new executive order not allowing stupid people anymore. And the Kash Patel back and forth between Democrats and him were absolutely fireworks. He was screaming. He even dropped the hard R, N-I-G-G-E-R word in this back and forth. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was freaking out. I was scared. I was nervous. I've never heard a hard R on C-SPAN before. Have you? No chance. And Macy Hirono attempts to even read English for the first time, saying, I don't know how to read English. Please don't say it like that. And Kennedy goes full Harry Potter, proving that he is in Gryffindor. Look at that tie, you silly goose. And Tulsi Gabbard owns, she looks totally amazing. And RFK makes Bernie Sanders blow a cardiac. He had a cardiac arrest on stage. This is Derek O'Shea.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go lick the world.
Trust the government.
She sent in a little video for us. Oh. Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me.
Anti-woke.
Anti-woke?
Suck on this, Biden.
Would we the all folks stepping on them? There's that's black.
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.
What's up, guys? How are we feeling on this lovely, lovely night? Oh, we have so much to get into. I cannot believe some of the news that got dropped today. And yes, Rob, he is my jigga. We don't say that word on this stream. We can say ginger. How are we feeling on this lovely day? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We have so much news to get into with Donald Trump slapping tariffs on Canada and Mexico. I didn't see this one coming. I know he's been threatening slapping tariffs on these people, slapping the bass. Yeah, slapping the bass, slapping the tariff bass, man. But he's doing it, 25%, and it looks to be dropping this weekend, which is absolutely insane. And not only that, the FAA, what we found out from the crash last night, that one person was doing the job of two people last night. Because that sounds safe. We're just cutting stuff. We're allowing people to get away with stuff. When people's lives are at jeopardy, nobody cares, and just the worst of the worst can happen. And not only that, we have so much more to get into. Hold on 1 second.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
All right, I'm back. Willie gets an A+ on his homework assignment from last night. Good to hear. Good to hear. Donald Trump dropping 25% on tariffs of Canada and Mexico starting this Saturday due to Taco Bell being absolute crap. Here's him announcing his huge new tariff.
Subsidies that we're giving to Canada and to Mexico in the form of deficits. And I'll be putting the tariff of 25% on Canada and separately 25% on Mexico. And we will really have to do that because we have very big deficits with those countries. Those tariffs may or may not rise with time.
I love listening to his little threats. They may or may not rise with time. So what is it going on? He's talking about also maybe potentially taxing oil. Washington AP, President Donald Trump said that 25% tariffs on Canada or Mexico are coming on Saturday. I'm gonna come. But he's still considering whether to include oil from those countries as part of his import taxes. We may or may not. Trump told reporters on Thursday in the Oval Office about tariffing oil from Canada and Mexico. We're going to make that determination probably tonight. Man, can you imagine being Canada right now or Mexico? Not only are we shipping back your illegals back to you, but now we're going to start tariffing you. Oh, God, they got to be pissed. They got to be pissed they didn't throw more money at Kamala Harris. How did we not get more involved with the American elections? You guys messed up. You messed up big. You could have been pushing Kamala Harris this whole time, but now you got Donald Trump and you're stuck with him. I'm going to come. We're going to tariff you. We're going to tariff you so hard. 25% for the House. Exactly. Oh, no, not the Mexican taco tax. Yeah, the Mexican taco tax is real. This is a direct quote from Donald Trump saying that he's due to Taco Bell becoming really bad. You know, I don't know when the last time you've been to a Taco Bell, but every time I drive by a Taco Bell, I've never wanted to step inside. As I get older, I realize the kind of crap I used to just put in my body. Now I stop. Taco Bell is my area, is my tribe of mulattoes, and the ladies always stare at me. They're horny for white meat. Is that true, Disco? When every time you go into Taco Bell, the ladies are all swarming you and wanting more of you, can't have enough of you. Smash the like button if you do not mind. Share this on all social media platforms. It seriously helps small creators like me. And put a comment below if you don't mind. You can do it right now. If you want, you could take time out of your life and do it right now. What we are finding out about the crash last night is getting worse and worse and worse. It's looking more likely that the helicopter just did a direct path towards the American Airlines flight that carried figure skaters like this behind me, but also many children figure skaters and great people within, obviously, the pilots and the people that work there, and also the military that were driving the Black Hawk helicopter. Now, what actually went down is very confusing, and we don't know much information about. Conspiracies are rising like crazy. The one thing that we did find out is that one person was doing the job of two last night for some crazy reason. As the FAA puts out a statement saying, staffing at the air traffic control tower at Ronald Reagan National Airport was not normal for that time of day and volume of traffic. It was not normal? According to an internal Federal Aviation Administration safety report about the collision that was reviewed by New York Times, the controller who was handling helicopters in the airport's vicinity Wednesday night was also instructing planes that were landing and departing on the runways. Those jobs are typically assigned to two controllers rather than one. That's insane. Air traffic controller jobs are one of the highest it's always known as such a high stress job. They get paid a lot because it's absolutely insane to be able to run everything that's going on. So the fact that they had one person doing two jobs at the same time is crazy. And Donald Trump was asked, are you going to go visit the site in which the plane crash happened? And, well, you know, you can still have comedy even though there's horror.
Do you have a plan to go visit the site or meet with any of the
I have a
first
plan
responders?
to visit, not the site, because you tell me what's the site? The water?
Or to meet with the
Want me to go
first
swimming?
responders. Do you have a plan to go?
What do you say? The water? You want me to go swimming? Mansa West says, this is my comment. Even though gingers have no soul, we still appreciate you, Derek. Hey, Wes, I appreciate you, my dude. I did not have mid-air collision on my bingo card. Dude, me neither. This year has been absolutely insane so far. I mean, I feel like I still have forgotten the fact that army dude blew up a Cybertruck at a Trump tower. We also had a terrorist attack on the first day of the year. I mean, we have Donald Trump going in and signing executive order after executive order. This year is nuts. Hamas and Israel slowing down. I don't know if that has fully formed yet, but Donald Trump also signed a new executive order saying no more stupid people are allowed to work at the FAA post this, even though Biden pushed DEI policies for the FAA, which could have led to stuff like last night where they allowed one person to work a two-person job. Who knows? We don't know much about what's going on. I'm not going to assume it's because of DEI this happened, but the fact that they allowed something that unsafe to happen in a high-stress, high-risk, crazy risk environment is nuts. That shouldn't be allowed. And here's Donald Trump signing this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Second, for your signature, we have a presidential memorandum titled Immediate Assessment of Aviation Safety. In light of the damage done to aviation safety by the Biden administration's...
Okay. I love these videos of him signing these things because every time it seriously looks like he's like, huh, is that what's going on? What am I signing? Oh, that sounds like a pretty good thing to sign. I just love his face.
To aviation safety
he's such
by
a
the Biden
TV guy.
administration's DEI and woke policies. What this presidential memorandum orders is for your Secretary of Transportation and FAA Administrator, in this case acting FAA Administrator, to basically ensure that we are actively undoing all of that damage, that we are assessing how much damage was done, and that we're ensuring that people hired within the FAA, in keeping with your memorandum of January 21st, are only the most outstanding, capable people for the jobs that they're being hired into.
In other words, competence.
Yes, sir. Elevating competence over everything else instead of...
What if he just started rambling off more of his thesaurus words? Competence, competent, confidence, capable. He just starts saying all the C words he could possibly think of. Just think we have another 40 plus weeks left. I can't even think about that. That is just crazy. And another 156 weeks left this year. Sir, this is one bill where for your dry cleaning. Yeah. What if he just slips in like a bill for him to sign? And by the way, will you sign off on, we got the company Chipotle for the weekend. They're putting in extra shifts. Is that cool? That's fine, as long as they don't get guacamole. No guacamole for you idiots. So Trump signs an executive order saying no stupid people are allowed to work at FAA anymore. We're not hiring stupid people anymore. And even the media today were freaking out about his DEI claims that happened at the FAA. And again, keep in context. The FAA, all this stuff has been run by Biden people for the longest time. They've been run by Biden people. Oh, nothing happened. Do you not remember during like the years under Biden how many cancellations and just problems they had in the airline industry over the year? I think people have just forget things. And so here's Donald Trump getting asked a question by Caitlin Collins, of all people. And he's like, my favorite part, he's like, I expected a better answer or question from you. You sound like an idiot.
We don't even yet know the names of the 67 people who were killed. And you are blaming Democrats and DEI policies and air traffic control and seemingly the member of the U.S. military who was flying that Black Hawk helicopter. Don't you think you're getting ahead of the investigation right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think with the names of the people, you mean the names of the people that are on the plane? You think that's going to make a difference? They are a group of people that have lost their lives. If you want a list of the names, we can give you that. We'll be giving that very soon. We're in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military.
Yeah.
But I think that's not a very smart question. I'm surprised coming from you.
I'm going to come.
That's not a very smart question.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Except for Caitlin Collins. I think Trump only has one suit. He does like that dark blue suit, doesn't he? With a nice pen and a red tie, because it's a red ties or power ties. So that's the first thing I learned about ties. Power ties, red ties. And people are pulling up old clips of Biden's FAA people, and I mean, you take this with a grain of salt. What do you think of this?
Hi, I'm Brad Mims, Deputy Administrator at the Federal Aviation Administration.
Oh, that sounds great.
We are looking for the best and brightest to join us as air traffic controllers.
Good.
We need a diverse group of air traffic controllers to bring distinct perspectives to handle the ever-changing.
Yes, we need a diverse perspective when it comes to safety in the FAA administration. I prefer diversity when I'm flying my airline jet, my personal jet. In fact, when I'm flying my personal jet and I'm asking for permission to land, I say, am I speaking to an African-American man or am I speaking to a white man? I must know, because if this airline, if this FAA watchtower does not employ the right colored people, then I will not land this plane. I will go to a different area and land myself. Keep going, sir.
Distinct perspectives to handle the and alumni from HBCUs, Hispanic serving institutions, and tribal colleges to apply now to become air traffic controllers.
Go ahead.
I don't want anyone interested to miss out on this amazing career opportunity.
Are you interested in landing and being a safety provider for the FAA? Do you miss all the qualifications you possibly need in order to be safe in landing these planes? Don't worry, as long as you fit the bill and you look a certain way, you are more than qualified, if I do say so myself. As people have pulled up old scripts of what they were looking for these sorts of programs. And my favorite part of these, some of these disabilities in which they were looking for, in which they wanted to hit 3%. So they didn't just prioritize skin color when it comes to Biden administration. They also were looking for people that were vision blind, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability. So if you had severe intellectual disability, you could help land planes safely. Psychiatric disability, and my favorite, let's get a zoom in, dwarfism. Now, these are what keeps America safe. And keeping America safe is really, really, really important to everyone involved. And even the media thinks that they can ask really stupid questions because Donald Trump, remember, is making people come into work in person. And this woman from the media asked this question saying, excuse me, by forcing people to come into work and people are going to quit over this, are you concerned about the FAA and the safety due to the recent huge crash? Because if anybody knows anything about air traffic controllers, they work from home.
You've offered over 2 million federal workers the option to resign immediately. There are 50,000 FAA employees. Does this tragedy give you reason to reconsider that option of resignations because of concerns about staffing issues on airline safety?
If people aren't coming to work, if they're not going to come into the office and report as per the date that you know what it is, everybody knows what the date is, it's been very well documented, then they're going to be terminated.
You're not concerned though that if many people take that offer, there could be shortages that could lead to
Then they'll
safety
be
issues.
replaced with very competent people.
Yeah, my God. Derek, do you know any slow or special people? Derek is a bit slow. Hey, man, diagnose, man, diagnose. As long as you're diagnosed, it's okay. You guys need to uplift me as an important individual for this community. Jacobet said, "Sorry, I'm late. Did we find out it was DEI? No, maybe it was DEI, but really it was the fact that they allowed one person to work a 2-person job that night. That was the big aha moment. So safety was not a priority during that time. And now they're going to blame this on Donald Trump. But remember, again, keep in context, people. Let's keep it in context. How long has Donald Trump been the president of the United States? Not very long. God. But remember, so Donald Trump is probably going to get rid of all these things. They're probably not going to care about hiring 3% goal. I like that there's a hiring goal for the Secretary of Transportation for this. They're like, we need a 3%. The Secretary of Transportation has set a hiring goal of 3% per fiscal year for individuals with targeted or severe disabilities. Like me. Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruiting and hiring targeted disabilities, which are severe intellectual disability. I can't believe that is even on the list. Can you imagine trying to train somebody with a severe intellectual disability to help to do that high stress job? They're just like, do we really have to hire these people? Yeah, just put them in the front, let them be greeters. They'll be like Walmart greeters for the FAA. You get to greet the planes coming in. At a special welcome, I'm going to hand over the mic to our new employee to welcome you to the Chicago O'Hare Airport. Hello. God. Dwarfism is a tiny problem. Nice. I like that. Hello, it's me. It's my first day. That would be me, though. That would be me. Maybe they'll let people like me come in and just kind of have a fun job to make me feel good because I can't hold a job anywhere else because of my severe intellectual disability. The FAA will hire people like me. Do you ever check that on the box? Do you have any disabilities that will keep you from doing this job? Yes. And they're like, great. We're trying to hire at least 3% of you people. It's the subjugation of standards in which inherent, yes, DEI and the subjugation of standards is part of DEI. And this is part of it too. Just hiring, the fact that they are targeting 3% for disabilities. And also you have this guy just talking about how if you go to these schools or you look this certain way, please apply. You're like, how about we just hire the best for the job? No, don't do that. Because if we do that, we only hire white people and Asians. You're like, okay, maybe that's who I want running this. I don't know. It's like, we all have our place. We all need to stay in our lanes in life. Some of us are just more equipped for certain things. And you don't have to do those jobs. I know that I'm pretty ADD. I'm all over the place. I'm not very good with type A type of things. I like to run my mouth. I like to have a good time. So I'm probably not best suited for being a lawyer where my words matter. we need to know our lanes in life. You don't want me being your lawyer because I might just say something as a joke and then it get used out of context in court. You don't want that. Dwarfism, little people with big asses. Jacobed. They do have big butts, don't they? Shout out to the little people community and them thick booties. Something about the government can cut funding too, but we really want to cut funding to air traffic control. We just need to hire the best people for that job. That job is such a high demand and intense job. There was a time in my life that I considered doing the FAA. My grandfather was like pushing me to do it and was like, Derek, it's a great job, great opportunities, good pay. And my first thought is like, dude, you do not want me up there doing that kind of crap. I might sound a Wes says I might sound a bit racist here. Pause. That's like, is that what you do you look around you after you say that out loud? Hey guys, I might be racist, but if America is over 50% white, why do we see so many people that are not white on TV? Because it's not your time anymore, white boy. It's not your time no more, son. It's over for you, kid. Remember, guys, commercial air travel is very bad for environment, so leftists want to dissuade you. Yeah, it is bad for the environment. Due to climate change, no one should take any trips anywhere ever. You should never take a trip because of what it emits into the atmosphere and ruins my good time with my own life. And that's important for me. Try an air traffic control game. It's maddening. Is there an air traffic control game? High suicide rate in air traffic control? Yes, that's another point. Thank you, Wes. Yeah, that's another point. It is a very high suicide rate, which just shows you how crazy that job is. I mean, you work crazy hours. It's very intense. What are you going to do? TV today is more like BET. Dude, shout out to BET. Why then do non-white commit over 80% of violent crimes? Oh. Rob, don't you say that. Don't you be spitting facts on here. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. All right, let's change it up for a second. Let's get a little change up. We're going to change it up. Let's change it up. Thank you, Rob, for apologizing. None of that in the chat. It's like we just want America to be run like a sports team. You know, sports teams, they'll just put the best people in the best position, the best people in the positions in which they're best in. And they won't just like bring in people based on me. You know, there's no thick boys playing the NBA. You don't see that ever. You don't see big thick boys in the NBA. You don't see fat people running up and down and like in soccer, you know, you want the best for the job. And that's all we want in real life. It's so funny that in sports, it's like your DEI would never made it to sports, but for all other atmospheres, it's like, then it's free game. You're just using intellect. It's different. It's like, yeah. Don't you, isn't that more of a reason why you want the best? I don't know. Safety and stuff like that. Like, I don't care what my doctor looks like or talks like. I just want to feel like my doctor is competent and is not going to push me down a rabbit hole or go down the wrong avenue in which I make wrong decisions. It's football, my bad. I see a meme today claiming that per capita is a racist term and makes individuals of color more violent than whites. Yeah, let's all never say per capita again. Thank you for saying that. Am I supposed to be farting right now? Yes, you are. You are. You are supposed to be. Okay. Kash Patel today had everything you wanted to have. It had liberal white women losing their minds at Kash Patel, and that's including Adam Schiff. Shifty Shift. But not only that, it started off the day with a freaking bingo card. Because every serious hearing needs to have a bingo card in which Pam Bondi, QAnon, Dark Money, Steve Bannon, Enemy Lies, government gangsters, plot against the king, deep state, Benghazi, Mar-a-Lago, PDF, Liz Cheney. That's funny that those two are together. Pardons, Bill Barr, Section 702, Truth Social. God, there were so many Truth Social points. That was the thing about this meeting and this hearing about Kash Patel. They kept bringing up tweets. They were like, Kash Patel, you retweeted this one meme. Do you really believe that? God, this is why I can't run for anything. Derek, you once said this joke. Is that what you believe? No, it's a joke. Liz Cheney pardons True Social, Carter Page, Retribution, King Donald, Hillary Clinton, Nuno memes, Jeffrey Clark, MAGA, 2000 Mules, FBI headquarters, Hoover Building. Okay, so he put out this huge bingo card.
Colleagues, I created a cash bingo card that I have available to any of my colleagues who would like it on the other side of the aisle.
That's what she said.
Some may view this as an unserious caricature.
Yes, it is.
And not appropriate for this committee.
Not appropriate.
Sadly, I consider it a serious caricature of what I expect to be witnessed today.
And that's exactly what happened. Today had everything you wanted to have. It had Kash Patel dropping the hard R with Lindsey Graham, who was like, ooh, I'd like to oil you up, Kash Patel, and just taste your curry, if you know what I mean. I mean, listen to this.
Racism as an individual.
Unfortunately, Senator, yes. I don't want to get into those details with my family here.
Oh, let's get into a few of them.
Don't drop the hard R on my show, Kash. I'm begging you, don't do it.
Tell me about it.
Well, if you look at the record from January 6th, where I testified before that committee, because of my personal information being released by Congress,
yes,
I was subjected to a direct and significant threat on my life.
What was
and
it?
I put that information in the record.
Okay.
I had to move.
Why?
In that threat, I was called...
Don't say it.
A detestable, and I'll apologize if I don't get it all right, but it's in the record, a detestable sand nigger.
I'm going to come.
What? A detestable what?
A detestable sand nigger.
I don't think you can use that word, sir. Okay.
Who had no right being in this country. You should go back to where you came from. You belong with your terrorist home friends. That's what was sent to me. That's just a piece of it.
Please
but that's
clap.
nothing compared to what the men and women in law enforcement face every day. And that's...
I'm going to cover it. Yes, Wes. I just can't believe that this... So it had the hard R, and my favorite clip of the whole day was between him and Amy Schumer. I mean, Amy Klobuchar. Amy Klobenstein. This back and forth where he starts screaming at her. You have 2 minutes.
The rest of the interview. This is why snippets of information are often misleading and detrimental to this committee's advice and consent process.
If you consent, I would love to have 5 hours of questions, and then I could read the whole transcript.
You've got 2 minutes.
Wow.
You got 2 minutes. And Amy Klobuchar was probably one of the worst ones. She just kept pulling up old posts or out of context clips between them two. And Adam Schiff was almost even worse, where he started like screaming at Kash Patel, like, I want you to turn around and look behind you. And he's like, no. He's like, look, I'm telling you, turn around and look behind you. Like, we've all been in middle school. We're not just going to turn around.
You're being considered for director of the FBI. And here you did no diligence to find out whether people you were associating with now the President of the United States in song were convicted of attacking police officers.
Yes.
Is that who we want running the FBI? I want you to turn around. There are Capitol police officers behind you.
Turn around.
They're guarding us. Take a look at
Turn
them
around right now.
Turn around.
Turn around.
I'm looking at you. You're talking to me.
No. Them.
Turn around.
I want you to look at them if you can, if you have the courage to look them in the eye, Mr. Patel, and tell them you're proud of what you did. Tell them you're proud that you raised money off of people that assaulted their colleagues, that pepper sprayed them, that beat them with poles. Tell them you're proud of what you did, Mr. Patel.
Tell them.
They're right there.
They're right there.
They're guarding you today. Tell them how proud you are.
That's an abject lie, and you know it. I've never...
Schiff, where did the January 6th police force touch you? Tell us. Show us on the doll.
Never, ever accepted violence against law enforcement. I've worked with these men and women, as you know, my entire life, and I did not make a single dime out of it.
In song. Well, let me.
How about you ask them if I have their backs, and let's see about that.
The call is coming from inside the House, Joe Biden. The dude's head is way too big for his shoulders. Are you talking about Kash Patel? Or are you talking about Adam Schiff? Probably Shifty Schiff. They are senators. These senators lose credibility, acting so unhinged, and that's what it is. So much of these hearings are totally BS. They're all just like con job acting, and each one of them gets to take turns and have pre-written scripts where they can just go so hard on these people. Did you see how hard I went on him? When I yell at him, I envision myself yelling at Donald Trump. Just like, in your face, Donald Trump. I know you're Kash Patel, but I imagine you're Donald Trump in disguise.
Ask you this, Mr. Patel.
Schiff is scared,
Let me ask you this. If an FBI director promoted a song of people who sprayed pepper spray in the face of an FBI agent, would you say they were fit to be director?
Mr. Schiff?
Yes or no? Would they be fit to be director?
I am fit to be the director of the FBI.
Yes, you are, and yes, you will be. And here's one of my favorite right here. You have this senator right here, Senator Whitehouse, losing his mind, pulling up a Tim Pool tweet. I mean, a Tim Pool quote from a show with him and Kash Patel. And I mean, just look at him. He looks like he's about to finish his dinner.
Daddy's hungry. Come on, feed me, Kash Patel. I know you got some good curry behind you. I want my curry on level 8 hotness.
Just watch this.
Is that you?
It's federal TikTok clickbait. Oh, that's perfect.
Kash Patel
Is that you?
Is that you? Kash Patel reposting that at the top of that page?
Did you just retruth that?
Senator, I had nothing to do with the creation of that meme.
Is that you reposting it was my question.
And that's me at the top.
You said FBI agents were responsible.
Wait, what does this mean? Look at this. Look at this poor meme. There's Schiff at the bottom. I think that might be Liz Cheney. I'm not totally 100% sure on who that is. And it's Kash Patel. It's such a shoddy meme anyways. It's not even that good of a meme. And he's like, is this you? I mean, seriously, folks, do we want somebody like this running the FBI who's reposting memes? Absolutely not. This is absolutely disgusting. We need serious people in the FBI. We need deep state people who are not going to get the job done and will do whatever we tell them to do. We don't want you going around posting memes that you think are funny. Even if you didn't create them, we're going to pretend like you created it by posting it.
FBI agents were responsible for the violence on January 6th.
Trump inspired his erection. Tim Pool is gay. And the other day on the Culture War, he really made himself look childish. Oh, what did he say?
And I quote you here, beyond a reasonable doubt. Is that what you said?
Tim Pool. It looks like you have a preponderance of evidence suggesting that there may have been federal law enforcement involved in making January 6th happen. Kash Patel, I'll get you to beyond a reasonable doubt. March 7th, 2023. On Timcast IRL, a 2-hour-long news segment where people just talk normally. We're going to take that one moment in the 2-hour-long segment and break it down before your eyes.
Completely incorrect, and I appreciate the opportunity to address that.
I'll give you an opportunity in writing, but this is my time now.
Have at it.
And
I'll give you in writing. This is Daddy's time now. I'm speaking, not you. This is my favorite too with these stupid senators where they ask you a question, but then you start responding to the question in which they ask you, and they're like, "Excuse me, I reclaim my time. This is my time." You're like, you asked me a question. It doesn't matter. You didn't answer it in the way I wanted you to, and that makes me triggered.
Writing, but this is my time now.
Daddy's time.
An Inspector Attorney General investigation found that was false. And you said we should impeach judges who rule against Donald Trump, who are, in your words, political terrorists. When this nominee tries to explain all this away, keep one thing in mind.
Okay, thank you.
He's testified under oath.
Thank you.
Before a Colorado judge who presided over a Trump case in which
these signs, where do they make these signs? Do they have like a sign guy for these people? Do they have like a signs are Russ that's running in the back? They have a little H1B making these signs for them. I mean, they're great signs. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I like the highlighted yellow portions. What are you guys talking about, Tim Pool? It was about protectionism and free trade, and he was yelling at the guest, telling him he was evil. Nice. Nice. That's always my favorite. I like inviting people into my home and be like, you're a piece of shit. Get out of here. Senator, for your scanning social media to vet cabinet members, I suggest your perspective is unreliable at best. Thank you. Anybody that seriously takes 90, this is when you could tell the difference in age groups, is that you and I know what the internet is about. We don't take a lot of things very seriously on the internet. You get death threats on the internet all the time. You get people just saying absolutely ridiculous things to you all the time. People purposely taking you out of context just to make a ha-ha clip. We know what the internet is, and these people don't, and that's why they're like attempting to do that. They're like, there's this one moment where you said this one thing, and it made me really feel a certain way, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's good, bad, Senator theatrics, 100%. I tried to get my January 6th tattoo removed. Those are hard to get off. Federal Proton office, $375,000 per square inch. Thanks. Hey, Temple, can't you keep that hat on forever? Yeah, and I will too. What do you think he sleeps in it? No doubt. Federal printing office. Look, I sleep in my hat too. Okay. If I take my hat off, you guys are gonna like throw up at home, and I'm worried about your safety, and I care about that. You don't want to see this sort of hairline. It's disgusting. If I ever get on Timcast IRL, that'll be the first thing I say. And hi, my name is Derek O'Shea, and I also do political content, but I try to make it funny and lighthearted and have a good time. And I also wear a hat because I'm insecure of my hairline. And I don't want people to make fun of me because it really stings and it hurts my feelings. Okay. Next. And then watch the energy just go in the room. This clip was one of my favorites. I love Macy Hirono so much. She epitomizes some of the people at in Hawaii, just like a bunch of surfer bros who, I don't know, just high surfer people. And Macy Hirono, I can't even understand half the things that come out of her mouth.
Hear your answer.
Derek O'Shea. Yeah.
Hear your answer, yes or no. Did you make money?
I don't have.
Hey, yes or no. Did you make money? Hey, this is my answer. Did you make money?
Hear your answer, yes or no. Did you make money?
Did you make money?
I don't have those
This is my third and last time I'm
disclosures
going to ask you
in front
that
of me.
question.
I want to ask you
You
again.
have that information.
So you refuse to answer the question.
So you're not answering my question.
I love that. These tactics are like middle school. Does your mom know you're gay? I'm not going to answer that question. So you refuse to answer my question. She is such a nightmare.
Oh, did you make money?
I don't have
This
those
is my
financial
third and last time I'm
disclosures
going to ask you
in front
that
of me.
question.
You have that information.
So you refuse to answer the question.
I answered 1,300 pages.
You are. No answer. And
Yeah, just
yet
like
you
no answer. I'm gonna ask you a question, and my immediate response to you answering my question is, you're just not answering it. You're not answering it. You're not answering my question, and that's a problem. And that means I don't trust you anymore. That means I don't feel like I can trust you at all. I think you're a horrible human being. And my favorite is like watching John Kennedy, asking Patel questions, and you could just. I love how he slows down the room a bit. And that's when you know you have a comedian on your hands, when it just slows down. So, Mr. Patel, do people like you, Mr. Patel? Do people enjoy being in a room with you, Mr. Patel? Do you make people mad, Mr. Patel? would you say it's the right kind of people that you make mad, Mr. Patel? He's like one of my favorites in the whole world. Buzz it? No, dude, I cannot buzz it. I don't have that. I still have hair. It hasn't gotten that bad up there. I just, you got to exaggerate. Exaggeration is where the comedy is. Cash, don't answer DEI people questions. No, I love this guy.
You've made a lot of people mad, haven't you, Mr. Patel?
Seems so, Senator.
Mr. Patel.
Think maybe you've made the right people mad?
Mr. Patel.
As my FBI agents, the BRIC agents told me when I was running cases with them across this country and around the world, if you're not ticking off some people, you're not doing your job right.
My colleague
You got to build tension, you're right.
and friend Senator Durbin called you a conspiracy theorist.
Mr. Patel.
You remember that?
I do, Senator.
What's a conspiracy theorist?
You were instrumental in revealing that the Trump-Russia election collusion hoax was a hoax, weren't you?
Yes, sir. I was a lead investigator.
There's the tension. You feel it?
Sounds to me like we need to get some new conspiracy theories because all the old ones turned out to be true.
Isn't that the worst when you're making a good joke and you mess it up? God, it's freaking story of my life, dude. He's like, I'm gonna say, sounds like we need some new conspiracy theories because your conspiracy theories are true. Professor says, sorry I'm late. Me and a burrito I ate Monday had some unfinished businesses. I hope everything came out okay. I hope you're doing okay, Professor.
You were instrumental in revealing that the Trump-Russia election collusion hoax was a hoax, weren't you?
Yes, sir. I was a lead investigator.
Mr. Patel.
Sounds to me like we need to get some new conspiracy theories because all the old ones turned out to be true.
Fact.
You're welcome. I added that laugh track for you. One more time. Hit him again. Sounds to me like we need to get some more Condoleezza rice. Sounds like a Mexican dish. Send her back to Mexico. Kash Patel hearing went exactly how you thought it would go. They hate him because they hate people with names that rhyme with Cash and Mattel. It's just the facts. Negotiations in progress. Professor Derek was about to get to check his voicemails, actually. Sick laugh track. Thank you so much. Let's hit him with another laugh track. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice, Mr. Patel? Mr. Patel, have you ever had chicken before, Mr. Patel? Mr. Patel. I could listen to that all day. Complementary species. Controversy. So much controversy. Speaking of controversy, Tulsi Gabbard's hearing was also today being dwarfed, no pun intended, by Kash Patel. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was also today. But, of course, my favorite part from her was this segment right here. I think she lays down the hammer, and this is in her introductory statement before all these stupid questions are asked of her. Not as many heavy hitters in her hearing because they're going to push her through immediately. Listen to this.
Before I close, I want to warn the American people who are watching at home.
Yes.
You may hear lies and smears in this hearing that'll challenge my loyalty to and my love for our country.
Yeah.
Those who oppose my nomination imply that I am loyal to something or someone other than God, my own conscience, and the Constitution of the United States.
Okay.
Accusing me of being Trump's puppet, Putin's puppet, Assad's puppet, a guru's puppet, Modi's puppet, not recognizing the absurdity of simultaneously being the puppet of 5 different puppet masters. The same tactic was used against President Trump and failed. The American people elected President Trump with a decisive victory and mandate for change.
Yes.
The fact is, what truly unsettles my political opponents is I refuse to be their puppet. Now, before I close, I want to warn the
What was that last statement? One more time. What was that last statement?
Opponents is I change. The fact is, what truly unsettles my political opponents is I refuse to be their puppet. Now, before I close,
You're right. But baby, I could be your puppet. Let me be your puppet master. Come on, master. Don't listen to him, boo. You got this. You and that all white on white on white on white. That's a lot of white. You got white in your hair. White down there. It's so bright, it's blinding. You look like an angel. Push her on through. Just based on that statement alone, that's enough for me. She can govern me all night long. I'm partial to her thick thighs. What are you talking about, dude? Hold on. Let me be your pop-up master, girl. 2024 WEF leader tomorrow's saying what now? Is she from Krypton? I think she is from Krypton. I mean, that white on white on white on white. That's so much white. She just like walked in and just lit up the room with her beauty. And she will not be your puppet master. And speaking of masa, now we have RFK Jr. and Bernie Sanders in the battle of the century. Watch this.
And by the way, Bernie,
I mean, this clip makes Bernie look so stupid because he is the person that is all about being ground level, even though he's a multi-millionaire due to his million dollars in book sales.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies. It's in Congress, too.
Yeah.
Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry. And protecting their interests.
Oh, yeah, you are. You collected over 1.2 million.
Oh. I thought that would come.
No, I thought that would come up because it's true. I thought it would come up because it's true. I thought it would come up. And I knew you were going to say that. That makes me uncomfortable. Please don't bring that up. Excuse me. Don't bring that up.
I ran for president like you.
I'm just like you. I ran for president, and we both failed at it. But don't worry about it. I'm here and you're there.
Millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money.
I'm going to talk over you when you're spitting facts for me. That makes me uncomfortable.
From workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the
not a nickel from corporate.
I'm going to start screaming and my face is going to turn blood red if you don't relax. I'm going to lose them. I'm going to burst a bubble. I might blow my heart out.
Bernie, you were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Oh, yeah, my bad. 1.5 million. Okay, and this is the best part right here. RFK Jr. says you took $1.5 million from pharmaceutical companies, and his cope is
in the industry.
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right.
So you freaking admit it. You freaking lying piece of crap. God, Bernie Sanders is just like Joe Biden. Joe Biden, the media is like, Joe Biden is like this down-to-earth, normal, decent human being. And Bernie Sanders is like the non-corruption politician. He's really sticking it to all those senators and congressmen who are making tons of money. Oh, and you're doing exactly the same thing. As we're reminded, remember how much money you made on your books, talking crap about capitalism while making money off capitalism. Take it away.
Now, how did I get the money? You're right. I wrote 2 best-selling books, including this book on capitalism. It was New York Times bestseller for a while.
Okay.
And also another book was a youth book.
Oh, my
bad. And I make, I don't know, $175,000 a year. And that's more or less how I became the zillionaire that I am.
Oh, Bernie. Your credibility is out the window. This man has zero credibility, 100%. 100%. Do you know how to tell the people in the back are actors? Every Mexican I know wear long sleeves or in the sun are a lot cooler and protects you from the sun way better. What are you talking about? He's like Larry David of Congress. He is. Bum, 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 bum. I just can't believe that part when he gets called out for taking $1.5 million and he's like, yeah, but it was out of 200 million, so don't worry about it.
No, from workers in the industry.
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right.
Out of 200 million. What does that even mean? Huh? What does that even mean, you sick freak? What does that even mean? Yeah, out of 200 million. Out of 200 million. God, the way they cope. He has to maintain his false perception that he is this down-to-earth, decent human being. I'm Bernie Sanders, man. I'm the good guy. What are you talking about? And he's like, well, just turn New York. Excuse me. I took only 1.5 million out of 200 million, eh? Yeah, it barely fit in my bank account. It was so much money because my bank was like, hey, you don't make this much money. What are you doing? And I was like, hey, it's only out of 200 million. Don't worry about it. Don't look at it. Don't even worry. That money was spread out among other senators who got more money than me. Yeah, 1.5 million is more than anybody that's ever made watching this video, but don't worry about it. I'm a good guy. The contributions were from hardworking individuals, hardworking American individuals, not from pharmaceutical companies. Man, what a freaking statement. This is why he needs to be our HSA director right now. As we remember who was our previous. Remember, I like to let's keep context for everything that goes on in our life. As we remember our previous HSA director.
Hello, I'm Admiral Rachel Levine.
Yeah.
This Black History Month, I'm pleased to partner with OMH in advancing better health through better understanding for Black communities.
Yeah.
Climate change is having a disproportionate effect on the physical and mental health of Black communities.
Oh.
Black Americans are more likely than white Americans to live in areas and housing that increase their susceptibility to climate-related health issues.
Okay, like
and
what?
65% of Black Americans report feeling anxious about climate change's impact.
Well, we need to fix that.
Through our Office of Climate
Get them on a pharmaceutical drug that lower their anxieties.
Change and Health Equity and the Office of Environmental Justice, we're working with providers and community leaders to identify innovative approaches that empower communities to address the health consequences linked to climate change.
God.
Visit hhs.gov for more.
Can we just like have a moment and see the difference? One guy, ripped abs, works out, eats his turkey with beef tallow. Whether it was safe or not, that's another question. The way he dropped that turkey in there during Thanksgiving was absolutely crazy. But this is the guy. This is the guy. Okay, keep in context, okay? If you don't like him that much, remember this is who we're going from. This is who we're going from. We're going from this to this. Better confirm him or I'm going to lose my absolute Climate is racist. Thank you for saying that, Swill. I 100% agree with that, obviously, because it affects black and indigenous people disproportionately. And these are just things that we say. We don't have to back up our claims. We don't have to look into these claims. These are just science claims that we say. It affects black and indigenous people disproportionately. You just say it over and over again. And so when people say these things, you can just spit out these non-facts facts and let them just sit in their uncomfortability. It's wonderful. We're all talking the point. Bernie is the Larry David of politics. Yeah, he is. This should be broadcast in our schools. Are you talking about, with Kennedy? 100%. That every kid should know that. We're on the take. What's your point, Levine? What a joke. What happened to this guy? Our politicians are such effing jokes. It's almost not funny anymore. Honestly, I feel like we're in the an inflection point. I just feel like we're at a point now. It's like if America doesn't change under this administration for the better, we're just going to go downhill so fast. I mean, can you imagine if Kamala Harris won? Oh my God. You thought the Biden nominees were bad? Wait till you see what Kamala Harris was going to put up. Oh my God. Kamala Harris appointing the first all-trans administration. None of them are qualified, but it doesn't matter. Alpha versus beta cucks. Levine is the after example of health consequences. Yeah, 100%. I always think of Adam Levine. Humans do not adapt to their climate. We change it and suit our needs. That's what separates us from animals. Some of us are animals.
I'm going to come.
Spell casting. Levine can work in the Red Cross now. Yeah. You think the Red Cross is about to hire this? I love people with you're like, what are those medals? Where do you get those medals from? I don't know, just being me. I'm just doing me, dog. I'm doing me. All right, guys, I've enjoyed tonight. I hope you've enjoyed tonight too. I hope this hour has been an awesome hour for you. I hope you learned a whole bunch, but I hope most importantly, you had fun and you enjoyed some of the clips that we played, that you learned a little bit, but you also really just had a good time, and we can enjoy all the psychotic nature of all our senators and politicians and things that are happening, even though we're all trying to just survive with the economy the way it is and the jobs that we have and just daily functioning. We're doing our best to just come down and be good and have fun. Hey, ciao, great show. Thanks. Hey, thanks so much. Karma, chameleon. Thanks, Professor. Yes. I don't miss her one bit. I miss the laugh, though. I do miss the laugh. And I wonder if her and Doug will be splitting up. That's the rumor. We'll see. We'll see if they break up. Derek loves Tulsi. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Just don't tell my wife. Okay. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the morning, all right? 9 a.m. Eastern. Be there or be queer. Yeah, please hit the like, leave a comment.